get started. So welcome back to the Shattered Teeth, everybody. Nice to have you along once more time. And yeah, it seems as if war has really come down and starting to affect things. I mean, if you remember, Aislinn Forwillow, who was previously, who is currently Aislinn McAllister, was murdered, and nothing but a pile of ash was found where she lay. The biggest suspect, someone called Fowlin McAllister, the younger brother of the current king, who's already in exile, and after a failed attempt on King Cyrus. And it seems as if he's the prime candidate for this as well. So Fowlin, very wanted man. I think the reward for him something like 10,000 gold pieces. The king really wants this guy. Yep.
We should go after that guy, right?
Well, might not have mentioned that, but just assume that it's the talk of the town. Like, obviously the queen's dead. He's a prime candidate, and you would have discovered this definitely in Mirstone. So yeah, 10,000 gold pieces for the head of Fowlin McAllister.
Do we get more if we bring him alive?
I believe the poster would have said dead or alive. The king, it seems, is not worried either way. But yeah, he's definitely...
Avengers don't take people alive.
Well, there we go.
Am I right, Uda?
But in a very real sense, according to the king and everybody else you talk to, the war, the attack that you just witnessed in Morn... Oh, whoops, that's not the right map. In Mornstead, with the dragon attack and the rock and all those type of things. The fact that harbours are closed up with naval blockades. All of this, the finger is being pointed out at Fowlin. So, 10,000, yeah. If you could catch him, money well spent. So, yeah, keep an eye out. Yeah, but last week you had a seemingly simple job on Raven Drathmore to deliver some shields and other bits and pieces to Mornstead to aid with the war effort. Because while it hadn't really affected the Broken Isles, definitely stuff broke down when you were there. Contract delivered with the chainmail and the swords and the shields. The local head of the Wonderman Assembly there, an elf, did sign off on this, and yeah, things done. And then of course things fell apart. The tower was attacked. There's a massive boom, dragons, rocks, and you decided that this wasn't your fight. So you left. You also put up a companion called Norquin Casino, a Furbolg, and we'll pick it up right when you guys are on the road, moments after effectively getting to safety. So, the Revengers, not entirely sure if that's your name, but seems some debate on it. As you look back and see Mornstead in flames. Already the smoke is drifting around. You can smell the burnt wood and general smells of destruction wafting up. But then there's a secondary smell that hits you as well. And some of you might have known it from your times as mercenaries or out in the world. But it's definitely the smell of burnt flesh as well. And it is wafting into your nostrils as well. Thankfully, a slow rain has descended. And while it's not heavy rain, you know that nice, slow, steady rain will eventually quell the fires that are in Mornstead. So, Revengers, what would you like to do?
Well, that was a close call, wouldn't you guys agree?
Very.
I think we we should probably head back and tell them what happened to this little town and collect our money.
Yes. I do think we should return the things, though.
What things?
We're on the cart full of weapons, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should return those. See if we can get money for bringing them back and not having them fall into the hands of the enemy. But if not, at least collect our money. We have receipts saying that we dropped them off, but this happened, so I still expect to get paid by Draven. Just if you can talk her into giving us more for bringing the arms back in one piece away from the Ascended Host, Roman, that would be
I think I'll be able to convince her.
plus benefit for us.
Shouldn't be too difficult of a task. I mean, we did complete the job, and then we did an additional service. We are just showing our loyalty to the Empire, you know. So it should work out, and then we can go off and do our other job, in which we lost 300 coins for taking so long, you know. So.
Hey, Eris, I was given these boots so that you can check them out and see if, I mean, after other items we've got in the past, they've not always been straight up. I just want before I do anything with them, I want to see if you know what they are, if they are anything.
They're just some fancy boots.
I don't know. That's what I want to know.
Oh,
Do you think
okay.
you'd check into them? They were gifted.
Yeah, for sure. I can absolutely do that for you. Are we? So we're just getting out of here then, right?
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
get later.
definitely.
I'm not going
What
back.
about Norin? Is
Yeah,
he just gonna hop off and then go to his grove?
Which is on the other side of town from us.
What does he want to do? Yeah.
He also-
Norquin. Sorry,
Norquin.
Norquin is here I'll put the pronunciation once again of Mr. Norquin Sino. He looks visibly shaken, and he's looking back at the city still in flames and this rather horrible smell. Some tears are rolling down his eyes. And without even looking at you, he says, "Oh, it seems war has returned to the Broken Isles once again. Even while the last one resides in my memory, and the one before that as well." And he shakes his head. "When will we learn?" And he turns around and looks at you and says, "Who are the first victims of war? I ask you, who are the first victims?"
The weak.
Children.
The weak,
The innocent.
the children, the innocent. I think you're all right in various ways, but it's their flesh that stench that fills our nostrils now. Now, no doubt there are many injured there, burnt, dying, in agony in this monster is soon going to be a mud pile. It's just going to get worse and worse. Are we to just leave these injured to die? Or do we go back and do what we can?
I mean, is it safe to go back? Because I understand the shock of seeing war the first time, and experience told me that you have to save what you can, do what you can, but you can't do everything. And so, if it's possible for us to help, I'm definitely up for that. But if it's still occupied location, then there isn't much we can do. They're not going to accept our help. We would just die without providing that help. So I think if you have any ideas of how we could help, I'm open. But otherwise, I don't know that we can help. And that's just one of the other realities of war is you have to do what you can do.
I don't like these realities of war, as you call them. I am not used to this. But as far as what we could do, I mean, couldn't we at the very least just plain out help? Provide healing to the weak, the children, the innocent? I mean, it seems as if the Ascended Host is taking this city. There's nothing we can do to prevent that. But surely we can.
As long as they're taking it, they're not going to. We can't go talk to them. They won't let us over there. Do you see any refugees or anybody running around that are out that we could help? Or are you talking about going back into the city to help? Because we couldn't do that. I don't think they wouldn't let us.
And what if more soldiers come back and see us with this wagon of weapons? You don't think that they'll not attack us? Like, we probably should go back to the other city, let them know what happened, and they can either send soldiers and like supplies to try and retake the city and help anybody who's still there in need. But the couple of us probably isn't going to be able to stop that army from pillaging and doing what they're doing right now. In all realism.
In terms of what to do with the swords and the armor and the shields, I say we just dump them in the ocean. It's just they're just death. They'll cause more death and more suffering.
So, like, you think that everyone like here should just surrender to the Wanderly Assembly?
And more tears flow down the side of Norquin, saying, I don't know what the answers are. What I do know is that in Mornstead, people are suffering. I mean, I'm sure that dragon killed lots of them, but I'm sure it burnt lots of them.
And that suffering will continue if they're not stopped.
No, the suffering won't continue if we hear what we can. I mean, surely the Ascended Host's disagreement is with the Wanderman Assembly, not so much the people of the Broken Isles.
They won't know the difference. I don't think. I think that we're most of us are from the place they're trying to conquer. I don't think they're going to listen to reason right now. I'm definitely open to trying to. If you see any refugees, I agree with your desire to try to minimize suffering. But I would need to see that something we can do. Do you see anyone? Is anyone escaping? We can try to help. I don't think going back in, we're not going to be able to help them. It's going to be. I think I understand what you want to do, but that's not possible.
And just to point out, you're about 500 feet away, and you see no refugees leaving. The sounds of combat has died down. So Mornstead has been taken by the Ascended Host, and no refugees are leaving. If they were, it'd be too quick for that. But Norquin says, look, I have certain abilities that can make me look about things that I am not. And with that, you see his form twist and turn, and like most furbolgs, he's really tall, a good 7 feet tall, and he shrinks down to about 5'10", and he looks very much like a member of the host, using the disguise self ability of that furbolgs can do. Maybe some of you have tricks like this we could do. I mean, that's the best I've got.
I mean, I can do the same, but once we get in there, do you think they'll look at us weirdly for helping the people they just conquered? For all we know, they might try to make us join the army and continue the fight, and do the same thing going forward.
Usually, in these situations, they're conquering people. They don't see them as rational people. Oftentimes, they villainize them, and I think it'd be dangerous. I think that again, I would really like to help and open to doing that if we find a way to do it. But I think we have to be careful what we're trying to do and not walk into trouble. It looks like you probably could go in easier, though. Would you? I mean, don't want to leave you alone if you want to go, but if you want to go and understand, we'd understand. If you want to go back in there and try to help you can.
Well, I think if push comes to shove, this might be goodbye. Judas, I see in you much anger, but I also see a good soul hiding in there, but as well. Will you join me in going back to Mornstead?
I have no interest in going back. There is nothing I can do. I'm not being paid, and it is not worth risking my life.
So it's coming down to money for you?
No, it's coming down to motivation. I have no reason to go back.
The suffering doesn't tug at any of your heartstrings?
There's suffering all around the world. Here is no different. There is no different.
Oh. Well, maybe I have misread you, Udas. What about you, Eris? What does your heart tell you?
Well, if I'm being honest with you, I think the best way that we can help them is to pass along the message of what happened here as quickly as possible so that they can do something about it. I understand your need to go in and help. I really do. I do understand that. But I think it's very highly likely that we'll be caught, and I think it's very highly likely that we'll end up dead. And not to say that that isn't a noble cause and this and, you know, everything. But I think that the best way that we can help at the moment is to pass along this message.
And what do you think will happen when we pass along this message?
Well, I mean, it'll be the same thing as what just happened. So, Norquin, if you are staying, which it sounds like you are, I think, if possible, getting just the normal people to a safest place as possible. Even if we can start sneaking people, like, out of Mornstead, I think would probably be for the best. I don't know how you'd be able to do that, but...
Well, I'm going to at least try. I will go back. I'll try and get people to my grove inside of the forest. That's the best I can do. But it seems your solution to Eris, your solution to war and suffering, is more war and suffering? Or have I misunderstood you?
Well, that's kind of one of the unfortunate things with war, is that you kind of have to pick a side. There really is no neutrality.
What about you, Roman? Armistice?
I look over at my brother and go like, wherever he goes, I go.
Yeah, and I agree with Eris. The best we can do right now, this group of us, is to let the powers at Mirstone know what happened and have them enact a plan to reclaim Mornstead.
I do not like war. Makes good people make difficult decisions. But I think I'm going to go where my heart leads me. And I will keep you in my prayers. And I hope that you can find that good place within yourself, that even though great risk to yourself, maybe the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And with that, Norquin shrugs up, looking very much like a member of the host, and starts making his way back to Mornstead.
That's unfortunate. Hopefully, he'll make it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that that going with him would be the right decision at this point. I do think we need to get to Murstone probably as quickly as possible, though.
I agree. A little sad.
I will point out that it took you most of the day to get here. If you remember, you left
Yes.
first thing, so it's very much early evening at the moment. I mean, feel free to travel through the night if you like, but you're running the risk of exhaustion.
I think that in this case, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, we can always rest.
Take shifts.
Yeah, exactly. I did want to clarify something, Malcolm. So there was the rock and there was the dragon.
Yep.
Were they at all fighting, or did the dragons seem to literally be on their side?
The dragons, both of them seem to be on their side. The rock wasn't fighting. The rock was transporting people.
Okay. And it seemed to be transporting people from the north?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna write a little note.
I mean, with the geography of Mondstadt, and maybe with some history checks, you'd learn that a lot of the attacks on Mondstadt have been naval-based. With this castle, with various ballistas and trebuchets and stuff mounted on it, getting ready for an assault from the sea. People would come and, launch things in, then bring in troops from ships to try and take the city. Seems as if somehow the Ascended Host have got both a rock and a red dragon on their side. Now, of course, it's like most wars, there is no bad side, and well, particularly in this one as well. I mean, many of you, as often as you deny it, have come from the Ascended Host side of things, and good, decent people, led by the Council of Five. It's just people going about their lives. So it's not like there's a bad guy to this particular conflict. The thing that's surprising, though, is a red dragon, a chaotic evil beast. That strikes you as odd. The rock also strikes you as odd, tend to be solitary creatures. Why would a rock be assisting? So, Ascended Host, just a bunch of people like everybody else, but it's odd that they have such a wicked creature seemingly in their service. That is confusing.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I think we're all willing to risk exhaustion and head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can always let a couple people sleep on the wagon while we're riding out,
Mm-hmm. I will again on the horse give it a few pats, and I'll cast Longstrider on it. So at least for the first hour, we're making some pretty decent distance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to be as far away from this as possible.
Okay, a couple of housekeeping things. Remind me where you got those boots from, Rafe? Where were the boots from?
Yeah, it was the family I saved. The father gave them to me.
Ah, yes.
Let me in lucky.
Yes.
And after we've gotten back onto the cart, I will ritually cast Identify on those boots for Rafe.
Okay. I'll put it in Discord. They are boots of false tracks.
Alright, cool.
I thought it would be really funny if you just wrote boots, not gonna lie. That'd be pretty good.
Now, I can't help but feel that I think Eris, or maybe the player has forgotten something, but Eris definitely hasn't forgotten something.
Oh yeah, no. I haven't forgotten. I was waiting for our goody two shoes to leave. I definitely have a box, like a little chest that I definitely didn't take from the keep, that I definitely did. Yeah, I'm gonna go fiddle around with that.
Okay, you might want to define fiddle a bit more specifically for me.
Is it locked first?
You give it a tug on the lid. It's a small chest, and yes, it's definitely locked.
Okay. I'm gonna try to pick it if I can.
Sure. Okay, make a thieves' tools check. I think with dexterity.
Yes. I just have to add that one to my list of stuff. I have proficient, yes. I misspelled it. Oh my gosh. Oh. I didn't spell it. It just looks cursed as heck. Okay.
When your thieves' tools cursed, that's a rough break.
A 13?
Okay, so you get your thieves' tools in there and feel the tumbles, and you hear a click, satisfying click as you feel you've disabled the lock.
Okay. I'm gonna like very slowly open and like I'm looking for any sort of mechanisms that might like trigger if I open it past a certain point. Like I'm basically just checking to see if it's trapped.
Okay, make a perception check. See if you can spot something on there.
You're really good at that, right?
I'm amazing at it, yeah.
Old Miss, was it 25 passive perception?
Yeah.
I think it was like 29 to 30 almost at that point.
Wow, yes, all craziness. Now plus 0 and a natural 1. That's justice, and I'm going to throw in one of these.
Thanks.
Yeah, Eris thinks it's perfectly safe.
Cool. Yeah, I just opened it then.
Yeah, make me a constitution saving throw.
Yeah?
Extra payback. Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
What's worse is that was like right on the 20 and then it just nudged over.
Oh, that's the thing with using the kind of the virtual rolling dice, right? It kind of, because it's fun rolling dice, right, and watching them just almost get a natural 20, and so a lot better than just these random. Anyway, but puff of green gas, poof, goes out, and you go, you gasp because you're sure it wasn't trapped, and as you gasp, you take in a big old whiff of poison, and you take that much damage.
Oh,
That's exactly my.
Whoa!
26? Dang.
That's a good roll.
Alright.
No.
Rifle
I
popper
just
back up.
smashed my head.
You,
Yeah, rifle popper back.
you have 26
Yeah.
hit points?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to roll this again a couple of times. Look at that, 16, 22. Yeah, 26 was an excellent roll.
Yeah.
So-
That's.
Poof, and fall back.
Rafe. So Rafe sees you do that, looks at you, rolls his eyes and sighs, lays hand on Eris, and gets her back up.
How many?
Two more points. 2 points.
2 more points. So, yeah, the healing energy from Rafe goes into Eris. And, you're back. You are poisoned under the poison condition. So just take note of that.
dang, dude. Should ask me to open that.
Right?
Oh, I feel
One of my
terrible.
specialty.
I'm gonna like let me see here. The box open now?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna like nudge it with like I'm gonna take my crowbar out and like nudge it the rest of the way open and kind of take a look. Can I see where the mechanism was?
Yeah, there was a little vial of something that was stoppered and a wire that leads to the top of it. And as you cracked it open, the wire popped the cork out of this poison. And now it's empty. And the poison is mostly in your lungs at this point. On the plus side, you do see something in there that you'll probably like.
You okay? I like the sound of that.
Whoa!
Oh,
100 PP?
Platinum pieces.
As in a,
From
Sorry,
I know you
I'm
know
going.
what that means.
yeah.
No.
the box of dicks.
Perfect.
So just to be clear, that means we are not under any obligation to finish any task we don't want to finish.
I'm gonna look at the box and I'm gonna go, wow, I'm like really smart. Like look at what I've gotten us. Oh wait, never mind. Nobody look, and I'm gonna shove it in.
No.
You're very much the center of attention, having
Yeah.
triggered this trap. Everybody's staring in horror as you fall off over dead.
And Drake just pops you up again. You go.
I mean, you can pretend. Everybody's seen it, but you do you.
Okay, so my suggestion is as soon as we get back, we need to somebody to very stealthily go back and put that into our. I can't remember her name right now, but somewhere safe.
Mm-hmm.
Mina?
Yeah, Mina.
Can get our boat
Yeah,
like
Mina, sorry.
situated and like rebuilt.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. We'll keep a little bit of do that kind of stuff, but we don't need very much at all to do that kind of stuff compared to what we have. I just want to make sure that it gets put somewhere very safe, and now we could, have it taken from us like this has happened already.
In her bag.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Her
shove it in the
infinity
bag
bag.
for now. Was there anything else in there, or just the 100 PP? Sorry.
Just 100 platinum pieces.
Okay.
Had to say it right this time. You couldn't say any more. Could you? Sorry.
We're
Oh
mature.
my.
We're all adults.
Hey, Michael, you thought you were like playing games here for adults, right? You realize we're like 12 to 10-year-olds, right?
Beep, beep.
Right?
No, it's all good. As long as we're all having fun, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I'm still a young adult, so.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
I think I still can.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
48 years worth of young. There we go.
You're right.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, we have a bag of stuff. We have that figured out. Did we take anything else? Did I take anything else?
I think of papers or
You
something,
took
didn't you?
papers.
Oh
and
yeah, I
maps,
definitely
I think
did.
you said.
Yeah, I'm
The-
gonna take those out and look at those.
Make a investigation check.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh, smart
Yeah, you're quite well. That's actually appropriate.
The majority of papers are boring things like troops coming and going, payrolls, things like that. All are signed by Selphine, and if you remember Captain Selphine in particular, who is the chief person. Oops, here. Remember that she was the half elf that you met who signed the document for. And so some of them as borings, comings, and goings. You do find one interesting piece of paper that pops out. And it's a request for restocking of a ship. It's a request for... Let me get this exactly right. I've got to get this exactly right because this is important. So, there's a request for a ship to be restocked with food, fresh water for a journey to within the harbor, this large harbor inlet over here. And the name doesn't ring a bell, but the name of the ship, there's no names that you recognize, but there is the name of the ship, which is that.
Does it look like this order has been put through?
No, it's happening in the future. Like somehow this document has made its way to Safound's desk, and a request to stock up the Hickleton. Does anybody remember what the Hickleton is?
That is Leighton Dawson's boat.
Yeah, that tax collector.
You don't see Leighton Dawson's name anywhere, but you do see the name of his ship, the Hickleton.
That guy.
Bad penny, man.
That walking piece of trash.
So he is supposed to be restocked where? In Mornstead?
In Mornstead, yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully he dies.
Now, obviously, Captain Selphine cannot come through on this request for obvious reasons, but that's the interesting thing you find with a natural 20 years.
Okay. Does it have a roundabout date of when they should arrive? Just like
2 days from now.
Okay.
Of course, the last time you saw him was over here on Boothwyn Island in Carmen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will let everybody else know that the Hickleton is supposed to be supposedly in Mornstead in like 2 days from now. For restocking. I don't think that they'll get restocked there. Why would they not stop in Murstone? It's very interesting, but that's okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm just double checking. Armistice, you did tell us that we were going here, right?
Yeah. I'm guessing he is going to be going here to search for the artifact that I'm looking for. Because when I spoke to, what's his name?
Winston Bellow?
Winston Bellow. After I gave him the information, I heard him whisper to an attendant to let Leighton Dawson know about what I just told him.
Okay. Okay.
We do have a promise to do something for somebody else, right?
Yeah,
Get
'cause we
back
need
and do the
money.
next. Huh?
Because we need money.
Well, we did need money, but the other reason though now is because relationships, and he promised it, and it creates some problems if we don't do it. So he could be not happy if we welched on a deal.
Well, I think we know what the issue is. His job was just us telling him what is stopping the trade. I'm pretty sure it's because there's a big ass dragon and a big ass rock sitting in the mountains up there.
That's true, but we don't know how to prove that yet, right?
True.
I mean, it's reasonable, but is he gonna be satisfied with our reasoning?
He might try to get us to stop it before he pays us.
I ain't doing anything about a dragon.
Well,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. Like, if we're pretty sure that's what the issue is, then, like, and secondary to that, I'm guessing the rest of the army's probably there, if there's any more of them. And there's no guarantee that Dry Gulch isn't already taken over, too.
All we had to do was find. We had to stop it from doing. We did have to find out. We had to actually stop whatever it was.
Well, that was an additional,
Bonus.
yeah, that would be a bonus payment
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
stopped
Okay.
it. But I'm pretty sure Roman can convince him that it was the Ascended Host
Okay.
affecting his trade route.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Then we're satisfied that agreement. We can all have that on our backs.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I would say we just turn right now. We could go now where you want to go, right?
Yeah.
Arm. I mean,
Well,
you're
we
not ready for that.
we still need to fix the ship, but like the sooner we get to Murstone, the sooner we can put the money that we got to fixing the ship, get that all fixed up, and then we can head out. I almost think if they are, if their plans were to like get back up in Mornstead, they're probably gonna come to Murstone. Either that,
Yeah.
or they're gonna try to head out this way if they're checking out this area. We should, I think, go around the outside if we can, and go to the back of the island, so that we're not really visible.
Yeah. I mean, I would even go as far as, do we all need to go in?
Immersed?
I just
Yeah. I think if we do need to go to, we do all need to go to Murstone because they counted all of us when we went into Mornstead. There's no way they're not going to count us coming back.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Just trying to know how much things could hide and avoid complications.
Yeah, I wish we could have got like a dragon scale or something just to like prove that there was really a dragon. Because
Oh,
But-
if you want, we can grab some of those burnt-ass corpses on the, on the road. I feel like that would probably be pretty convincing, but then we're literally dragging a corpse into the city.
Yeah, I don't think that's
yeah, will look at us pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, speaking of which, do the guards have like, because we've passed by a couple of these guards already. Do they have any like signifiers showing that it's them? Like other than different armor, do they have like any badges or anything?
Are you talking about members of the host?
The assembled.
Oh, the symbol typically wear the blue and gold vest, I think you'd call it. You just bring over top of the armor clothing and decorated with blue and golds, which are the colours of the Wonderman Assembly. So they're very easily identifiable. And on the reverse side of things, the host, the members of the army of the Ascended Host called the Host, wear blue and whites. So easily identifiable.
I mean, if we wanted to stop by the pile of corpses, we could probably pick out some, like, damaged cloth and stuff like that. That might be enough to convince, or it might help in the convincing, but, I mean, ew.
The other obvious differences is the Wonderman Assembly is primarily human, and the Ascended Host is primarily not.
Or are you not being anything but human?
Oh,
Or is there
I mean, it's predominantly non-human, in the same way that the Wonderman Assembling is predominantly human. But you find half orcs and elves and dwarves on either
Right.
side. So, yeah.
Well, I feel like that makes our decision pretty easy.
how's that?
Like we stick with the side that's mostly human, right?
I mean, I'm half elf.
Same
Half
here,
human.
brother.
Half human then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I'm not. I don't know. That's other reasons why that might be a good idea. But I mean,
I think that's a
That part
horrible
is-
idea. As a reason to stay with them.
Yeah, I do think so. Too.
A little racist, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know,
man,
I
he's
know our
racist,
dad didn't
man.
teach us this, Roman.
Wait, I'm confused. What's racist?
D&D.
Wanted to stick with the side that's prominently human.
Oh,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
armistice and like smiling, like that's so funny. They think I'm racist. You just if only you knew.
I don't think I don't know if we should take a side yet, to be honest. I don't have any strong opinions to either or. I just know the Wandersman Assembly pays my bills, but I'm not going out of my way to fight for them. I'm not a soldier.
Zoran's in the same boat. He's not with one side or the other. He thinks
Yeah,
war
I'm
is
Right.
definitely not a fighter. Have you seen me try to shoot stuff?
Life is life, you know, guys.
I'm really, really good at missing.
He is. But you
No.
guys have seen that.
Okay.
We're going back to Mirrorstone.
Yeah,
We're
we're
all
doing
done with
this
it, right?
while we're talking, right?
That's the plan. right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah. I mean, walking and talking is the obvious one. Just so we keep organized, can everybody please make me a Constitution saving throw, please, as you press on through the night.
No, good at that.
Roman, point of exhaustion.
What else is new?
What did you get down to 3 or something? 3 failed con saves in a row? Something like that. It was pretty dreadful.
Yeah.
And the
I
rest
thought
of
I was
you...
gonna die from exhaustion.
I was getting close. Yes, only Roman gets the point of exhaustion. And...
I'm definitely gonna need to take a rest before we go and talk to that lady because I have disability on my ability checks now, or disadvantage on my ability checks.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
even in story though, it means you're really tired. We need you on your game, but working, persuading, talking to her. If you're too tired, you're not going to do that very well.
Oh, actually, you know what? It doesn't even matter because the lowest I can roll on persuasion to deception is a 19. I forgot
That's
about
meta.
that.
Now that's part meta. Can't fix that one.
You just feel sleepy, man.
Right.
You don't know you have disadvantage on nothing.
You look like shit, Roman.
What can I say? I
If you're a brother,
I
don't you always say
feel
that?
not sleeping well, you know?
Okay, so I'm going to assume you're all on the cart. You're pressing on as best you can with the... Actually, somebody roll me a d20, please. I'd say armistice. Roll me a d20.
27.
Your horse that is pulling these things alone here is starting to stumble a little bit. I mean, it's dragged these weapons and arms to Mornstead, and you've asked it to probably turn around and go through the night. And it is slowing down. It is going slower
No.
than a walk now.
How late is it right now?
Let's say it's 11 p.m.
11 p.m. I think it might be best if we rest here, guys. The horses are on their last leg, or the horse is on its last leg.
Yeah, I can do a con check for Tana.
Yeah. Do a con check for Tana. Yep, absolutely.
Alright.
It's a living thing, Rafe! Think
I mean,
of the
yeah.
horse! Oh, he's
Tana's
strong.
fine.
He's a strong boy. Unlike
Yeah,
this. This thing.
I mean, it is a war. It's a special war horse compared to.
I was pointing at Roman when I
Oh,
said
this thing.
I'm nodding off and falling asleep. I don't even hear you.
We should just leave the cart and continue on.
But that's money.
We should.
Why would we do that?
Because
point,
we
the
just
money or the
watched
just-
Mornstead get destroyed in 30 minutes. How long before Mirthstone is next?
Right. So shouldn't we
Dragging
get
it-
as much money out of that dump as possible?
No, it means we should get as far away from this dump as possible.
That's where our ship is, though, man.
Yeah, with the holes in it that barely made it there.
I don't think we're gonna I don't think Burstone will stand the time it takes to get that piece of shit up and running.
If
but
not, then we're stuck here. What would be the solution to getting off the island then?
just saying, we
I'll
just
say-
watched.
Yeah,
we just
but we don't
watched
know.
hundreds of troops land in a matter of seconds. Murstone, if they attack Nordstead, where's their next logical place that they're going? We're just gonna have to evacuate Murstone next.
Yeah,
we
we're
need
just,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
but we can get out. We know we have the ability to get out of the way. I mean, we need a ship. We can't just leave. I mean, you're just saying, yeah, you're right. There's a high chance they're coming here. Also, if it's also true, we won't have a way to get off the island if we just leave. So,
I'm saying if we leap on the road for a couple hundred gold, we'll probably won't get anything because Murstone will be destroyed.
you just trying to get rid of the cart because it's slowing us down.
Correct.
All right, that makes
How
sense.
badly is it slowing us down right now?
What was that, sorry?
How badly is it slowing us down right now?
Ah, it's going slower than a walking pace. I mean, before you could walk and the horse would drag the cart and you could all walk at a comfortable speed, but now it's like panting and gasping, and every so often it takes a break to gather itself. And with encouragement, I'll let you define how you encourage a horse to keep moving. And it does, but it's definitely slowing you down. Slower than a walking
We should
pace
definitely just take a risk or take a nap.
We gotta get rest
we-
anyway, right? Because okay,
Could we just swap out the horse?
no,
For Tana,
no.
I
mean,
think that
no.
might work.
Well, for multiple reasons. One, yeah, you can. A horse training for one thing isn't trained for it's like draft horse. It's different. It's a different type of training. Two, Rafe says no.
I was gonna say that first one sounds like a pretty shitty excuse.
Yeah.
No, it's completely true. You can't. I mean, a horse trained
It's a
to
bit
ride is not trained
selfish
full.
of you, Rafe.
No, man, it's not gonna like use the war horse for pulling a cart.
Instead, you'll just use it to walk beside a cart.
Yeah, or to fight the battle that comes in a minute. But I mean, seriously though, you can't. I mean,
Yeah,
it,
and
just pull a. Go ahead.
but just saying, comparing Tana to this draft horse as well, it's almost like they're different types of animals. The
Yeah.
thing is, Stringly, and it's getting its job done usually. And then look at this Tana, a good 3-4 hands higher than this other horse.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit of
Huge.
horse lingo, and I'm in an excellent condition. Its coat's shiny, and you can tell it's muscular. It's just a.
Whereas this
a
freaking
mangy
donkey
horse.
is pulling our cart right now.
Yep, and did a good job getting you to Mornstead, but you pushing it through the night, not so much.
I mean, so do you guys want to rest or do you want to leave the cart behind?
Definitely rest.
Roman wants to rest for obvious reasons. I mean, so whatever you guys want to do. I mean, I get we're in a hurry, but I mean, if they're going to attack, they're going to attack. They're going to win. I mean, that's what happens soon, right? I don't know that one night's going to make a difference. Our ship's not going to be ready to go in one night for sure.
And I'm pretty sure they're definitely gonna they fought a big giant battle. They're probably gonna want to rest as well.
Yeah, and as much as they have the dragon on the side, it looks super powerful. I don't think that the Ascended Host is that overbalanced. Otherwise, the war would be over pretty quickly. So I don't think that this is a pretty big town. I think that and they're well trained soldiers. So I think that the war is not that imbalanced. If maybe the battle was, yeah.
I agree 1,000,000%.
And that is Rafe talking, not Sean. Just
When that dragon shows up, I think you'll be speaking a different
I mean, man,
story.
these things are
We'll
always
just do
dangerous.
exactly what we did. We'll run.
Yeah. Pretty much. We get ready. We'll help evacuate whoever we can, and then we'll get out. I mean, that's part of being a part of a war. You have to just kind of roll the dice, man. You gotta take some gambles.
I'd rather us be at full strength when a dragon comes than some of us be tired when a dragon
There you go.
comes.
How far out of Mornstead are we at this point?
Like you're about like a quarter of the way to Murstone.
Is there any like cover around here?
Yes, there is. Like there's the main road that you're just following along, and there's at various spots there's trees and other bits and pieces you could camp underneath.
I think if we're camping, we're camping under cover.
I would say no fire either.
Yeah,
Sounds
it'll be a
smart.
little. I mean, it won't even be that cold. It's pretty hot here, isn't it?
Yeah,
fine.
it's humid. It's humid. You can like on a
Humid
clear
night.
night, at a clear day, you'd be no issues sleeping outside. Well, in terms of coldness, anyway.
And then we can just make sure we have, like, on each watch someone who can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, is this how you're going to do it?
I mean, seems
I think we're all.
good to
Yeah,
Yeah,
me.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we got it. Yep.
Okay, so you pull off from the side of the road. You do find trees. It's not terribly difficult, enough for you to camp under and at least get some cover. At various stages, you look up trying to see maybe a dragon taking a beeline to Mirstone, but no dragon is forthcoming. And Rafe, can you just roll me a d6, please?
6. Sure.
Five. So Rafe and Armistice, your watch goes without incident. Is there anything you like to do on your watch, or just hunker down and see it out?
I mean, Rafe has been wanting to try to chat and number stuff, see if he's doing okay. So beyond that, we're good. We're good. You're good to go sleep.
I'm good.
Okay, so you gently nudge Udas and Soren awake. Udas and Soren, is there anything you wish to do out of the ordinary? I think you need to discuss.
I assume Soren has to go off and kill a wild animal somewhere.
Torture a wild animal.
Possibly.
Well, that's up to you, Udas. I mean, there is a lot of energy around, a lot of emotional energy. There was that big lecture given to you by your Furbolg friend. So it's up to you. I mean, Nor Queen Sino did the right thing according to him and thought you guys weren't doing the right thing. There's a lot of the horse is suffering, so it's up to you.
I think he's good just due to the fear everyone had from the dragon. I feel like he would have fed off that pretty hard.
Okay.
Everyone is terrified and running away from it.
So in summary, we need more dragon attacks just to keep Soren happy. Got it.
Yeah.
Put that down in my DM notes. Got it.
Yeah. Glad we have this understanding. My life will be so much easier.
Right, yeah, as long as Soren's eyes aren't bright red anymore, I'm good.
No.
Yep.
No, they're not. So your rest watch goes well enough. I'm going to say when you wake Eris and Roman up, Eris and Roman, you have the equivalent of a long rest. So Eris, you are no longer poisoned, and feel free to get those hit points back. And Roman, feel free to take away that point of exhaustion as you've gotten a good night's sleep now.
Awesome.
Can
Yeah, I
both?
didn't think that we put them together. Oops.
Well, that worked out well, didn't it? The two injured ones are no longer injured, as will the rest of you. Eris and Roman, though, can you make me a perception check, please? And Roman, 9, 11. Okay, the rain has persisted. It's a very gentle rain, with everybody. It's kind of adding to the general battle that happened in Mornstead. Under the best of circumstances, people died, and people died in horrible ways. So it's almost seemed fitting that there's rain, almost mourning the dead in Mornstead. But as you're watching, huddling under the trees as these rains come down, remembering the dragon and the fear you felt, we hear the gentle splash of footsteps heading towards Murstone. And you listen and jush, 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 jush. And you're not quite sure how many there are, but there's definitely a series of boots approaching.
Let's wake everybody up. Quietly, though.
Yeah, I think so. I'd rather do that than be caught off guard. Yep. So yeah, I'll go over and kind of gently push somebody.
Okay, I think you guys are probably experienced enough to know the drill, that if someone wakes you up in the middle of the night and it's one of your companions, you don't immediately scream and jump around and say, what the hell's going on? You know something's up. So Eris, you gently, and I guess Roman as well, gently wake everybody up. And as you awake, you hear these footsteps approaching, more than one. Eris and Roman, not sure how many, but more than one is as much as you can get.
And I
Right,
immediately, just hide in the shadows.
Yeah, right for me that goes to Tana.
Okay, so you jump up on
Up.
Tana, sure, and Armistice, yeah, make me a stealth check.
So... It's rolling. It's rolling. There you go.
21. Okay, so you duck a bit further back, deeper into these trees at the side of the road. And
How far off the road? Like, are we? I know, like, we're off the road, but like, we have a cart with a shit ton of gear and 2 horses, and 6 of us. Are we covered at all, or anyone who's walking down the road is going to see us?
I mean, the trees are fairly close to the roadside, because that's, you seem to be most concerned about being attacked from above, from the dragon. So it's definitely giving you cover from that. From the road, though, you're going to be pretty visible. I mean, you've stashed the cart.
Soren goes invisible.
Yeah,
Soren's invisible, okay.
Yep.
How far off the road are we? Like, from us?
10 feet.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna go stand by the road and see who's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, Rafe's been just about the same thing. So let's just go be direct and confront it. So if you guys are going that way, then that's Rafe will jump on Tana and go with him and try to check what's going on.
Okay, so Udas just standing in the middle of the road. We'll have
Pretty much
Rafe?
exactly what my token looks like is what I'm doing. In the middle.
Rafe
nice.
to the side some, but up there with him, nearby, pretty close to him, visible.
Okay, and sure. So we have Armistice hiding back a little bit. Where were you going, Soren? I mean, you're invisible, but where would you like to be?
He'll be back a bit from the 2 that are on the road, but watching them kind of he'll be behind them and to the side of it.
Okay, I have you kind of ducking a little bit behind the cart. There we go. Roman.
I'm also going to attempt to hide, just like behind a tree and like try to watch, and like
Okay.
hold an action basically. Jeez.
So, okay. Sure. 6 stealth, sure. And we're you're back a bit. I mean, you see Soren by the cart, Armistice off that direction. Do you go in the same direction or opposite direction?
Yeah, same direction. I'll try to stay like decently close to them just in case something happens. I'll jump out and help. But
Okay.
it's dark outside. I can't see anything.
I'm going to say you come and try and hide behind the cart. You're doing a terrible job, but you don't know that. And Eris.
Eris is gonna take out her blanket and gonna throw it over the stuff that's in the cart, and she's just gonna stand kind of in front of the cart, like the back of it.
Like, you're not hiding?
No,
Okay.
I'm a bright pink tiefling. It's kind of hard for me to hide.
Very, very possible, though, but not in this case. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Can you cast the light cantrip? By any chance?
Just a second. I don't. I can touch the mallet or whatever maul you have, and I can. It's not light, but I can imbue it with 5 feet of radius light. So just that close.
Soren will hear Udos say that while invis. And can I cast light while staying invis, or does that get rid of my invisibility?
As long as it's not concentration, because I think it's if you attack.
Any the casting spell, there's visibility.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, well, you're out of luck then. Sorry.
You could have a shiny mole. There you go, bud.
That's something, I guess.
I'll give you a
Thank
little thumbs up in the 5 feet that you can see, and then go back.
No one has torches.
I have a torch. I'll toss the torch.
Light a torch. Throw it in the road. Just have the torch in the middle of the road with her.
All right. So fortunately, you can all see it. Whoops, at least a little bit, due to the fact that the full moons, are out. So it's not like anybody's blinded or anything. But Udas, Tana, you stand there defiantly in the middle of the road, just waiting to see what happens, not taking any backward step. Various other people, Armistice hides, Soren's invisible, Roman tries to hide, and Eris, the bright pink tiefling, standing guard as the shields and the swords and everything is covered up by a blanket in the cart. So there's obviously something in the cart, but without removing this blanket over top of it, you're not going to see where it is. And coming in from the gloom, we'll say Tana and Udas, you see members of the host, the armed forces of the ascended host. And
Are they scouts or marching armies or?
They're marching in a loose formation, like they're obviously planning to go somewhere. And there's, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, about 9. And they see you in the middle of the road. Someone who's obviously the captain turns around and chuckles, and he approaches Tana and Udas. And how is this going to pan out? Is it going to be another massacre? You guys keep on adding up the massacres, but we'll see what happens. But I'll say goodnight to my kids, and we'll be back in 5. See what happens. Exciting.
An ambulance.
You're in the middle of the road. Rafe, imagine proudly sitting on top of Tana. Tana, despite these group of individuals approaching, she doesn't buckle, or he doesn't, look nervous or anything. Seen
No,
stuff
the
like
opposite.
this before. Yep, just stoic. And these people approach. Well, not people, predominantly half orcs. And they look down to the side of the road. They see Eris. Give a nod in your direction, Eris. What do you do?
I'll give a little nod.
And they look over. They don't see Soren. They don't see Armistice. Make an insight check, Roman. Yeah, you know that they know where you are. Like they looked you directly in the eye, and you look directly at them back in the eye. They know where you are.
We'll
Armistice.
step out further.
Okay. So you're no longer attempting to hide.
Quote unquote hidden.
Yeah. and you step out from the other side of the, just at the back of the cart. You know, Soren's to your left, hidden. You know, Armistice is back a little bit at the side of the road. You just think, let's got my brother to my back, and you look around. Where is Armistice? And you take that as a good sign that you can't see him. But this troop comes up. The captain approaches, a very, quite a bit larger than the rest of the crews. They're all equipped with longbows and axes. These huge axes and these huge longbows strapped to the back of the thing. And the captain approaches Rafe and Yuda, stands about 10 feet back, and he says something in Orcish. Does anybody speak Orcish?
Rafe does not.
No.
Rafe will speak back and he'll start in common, but if not, he goes try Elvish and said, "Do you speak any other language?"
Well, whatever he was speaking, it wasn't to you.
Okay.
And you notice his men start kind of scattering all around you. Like they go into the forest. They see the carters, one's standing right by the cart, right next to Soren, and they're kind of scattered out. And he does switch to common and says, rough night to be out.
Yeah, we're traveling through. Same for you guys. You seem to be a little bit out far from home.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice night, I feel like, right?
What about the rain? Now, where you coming from?
We're just heading towards our boat. We
Okay,
just left.
That
what
sounds
town did we
like-
just leave?
that sounds like 100% true, but 0% useful. I mean, if you want, you can say you're coming from. Where you're actually coming from is from Mornstead, heading to Burstone.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we're traders coming from Mornstead, heading there. And I'm going to try and be persuasive, basically, and truthful.
Okay, make a persuasion check. Well, it's common courtesy what I was asking for. I mean, quite frankly, you've left these tracks. Obviously started in Mornstead, heading for Burstone, but thanks for verifying this information. And is there anything else you'd like to share?
What kind of thing are you looking for? What are you trying to do? What's your goal?
Well, we'll get to that in a second. I feel there's a piece of information that you're deliberately not telling me. I mean, if you've come from Morstead, surely it's obvious.
Obvious that we're traders? I'm confused.
What did you see in Mornstead?
It's a rickety little town that needs a new keep.
Nice.
Needs a new keep. Well,
Yeah, the place is like a dump, in all honesty. But- We got to make a living, you know.
Well, fair enough. I can tell you're a little shit who likes to mix his words. If you know that the keep is fallen, surely know that Mornstead is in the hands of the Ascended Host now.
Oh, when did that happen? I meant that the keep was in like poor shape.
Make a deception check.
Dookie. So my lowest is actually a 19, technically.
Okay, so 19 deception, got it. And this is Halford kind of rolls his eyes and turns his attention to Rafe. And he says, how long you been traveling with this guy for?
I actually don't know, but Rick would be truthful and say, how much time has passed since he met him? How much? A month or so, or maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, that's all he says. He's very looked like a guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, I don't envy you, friend. Plainly, your friend is an idiot. Why don't I ask you, what happened at Mornstead? The traitors that you are, surely you noticed something.
Did you just say that it was attacked?
I'm asking you.
Well, I guess it was attacked, as you just told me. Look, man, I'm just escorting him. I don't know what you want from me.
Make a deception
Just
check.
truthful. That's truthful. He is just escorting him. It just made deception. Either way, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
He was trying to be somewhat truthful, but
Interesting. So, let me spell it out for you. These Broken Isles, let's just say, have traded places back and forth between the Ascended Host and the Wanderman Assembly. For a long time, 40 odd years, it's been held under the Wanderman Assembly's control. But my friend, with the assassination of someone we consider our queen as well, let's just say our war is afoot. And it is no longer true to say that the entirety of the Broken Isle is under the Wanderman Assembly. It is under the Mornstead is under the Ascended Host control. And we plan to expand. And I'll ask you something plain. You can speak for your idiotic friend if you like. Where do you stand in this war? Whose side have you chosen?
Rafe looks at him and he leans back in his saddle and says, I've fought for different sides. I've fought for lots of people. I fight for different reasons. To me, that's all politics. I try really hard to stay out of politics. Is there a reason why I should care who owns this isle?
Well, make a deception check first.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just point out that no decision is a decision in itself. And what about you? He says, pointing towards Udas. Where do you stand on this conflict?
Stand with whichever side is paying me.
You can make a perception or a deception.
I think they're both the exact.
But I mean, it depends on the flavor. Is that true what Udas thinks? Is he in it for the money? Or is he just saying that?
This moment, yeah, no. At this moment, he is just looking for money. So
That would be a persuasion check then.
yep.
Yep, I can respect that. Go where the money is. Absolutely. How about you, you spindly little shit? Where do you stand? He says, talking to Soren.
I'm invisible.
Oh, no, sorry. I always do this. I get them confused. Roman, sorry.
Well, if you were trying to win me over by the way you're talking to me, I would say you're leaning towards pushing me one way. But as a trader, I prefer to, go wherever the money goes. Hence the trade part, I have no hate or love for either side. I just want to make a living and, be a happy lad.
So, you go where the money is?
Yeah.
You big brute, go where the money is as well. And you on the horse. It's a fine horse, by the way.
Thank you.
So, let's just say war is afoot. And we could use with recruits such as yourself who are in it for the money. We can cover you a gold piece per 10 day. Meals and accommodation included. And that, by normal standards, is an excellent offer. I mean, a gold piece a day is why many people would actually... A gold piece every 10 days, why many people would choose to join the army. So it's not like he's giving you a pathetically low offer. It's the typical going rate. So, yeah, why don't you head back with me to Mornstead and we'll get you suited up.
What kind of job is it? We're not much for the war side, but we might be willing to do some jobs for you. We're good at that kind of thing.
Sir,
well,
this contract we're on is worth 300 gold. We are not abandoning it. We are going to get paid. If you stand in our way of that, I will be forced to stand in your way.
well,
It is as simple as that.
Just back up a bit, big guy. What contract are you on exactly that's worth 300? That's a mighty fine contract, friend. What do you need to
It
do
is.
for it?
None of your business.
Hey, what's in the cart, Sunshine?
If you look, we have a problem.
And you, pink one, why don't you come over here as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I will I'll make my way over to him. And I'm going to ask, Captain, I'm sure. Can I speak to you privately just for 1 second, please?
Sure. And he doesn't move. I'm listening.
I side glance at like the rest of my group, and
Actually,
I
make a
will
persuasion check. Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right where I am, miss. And you see all the men, all his fellow members of the host, scattered around the place. Some are by the cart. Soren and Armistice are out there somewhere, but they've made no reference to them. So you assume they're fairly well hidden. Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
I will I'll motion that I'm like whispering, and I'll kind of lean up if I can, to make it kind of quieter. Sir, we're transporting poisoned goods.
Poison goods?
Yeah, and I'm gonna stick my hand in my bag of holding, and I'm going to take out the empty vial of poison, which I'm assuming still has at least a slight scent to it. And I'm going to kind of show it to him. And sir, we're transporting armor to Murstone. It is, I think, in our best interest if it arrives there, and I would highly suggest you not touching it.
So you're saying you're transporting... This is Malcolm. You're transporting poison good and armor and other things to...
As in, everything in our cart is poisoned, but it is meant for Murstone.
But you haven't mentioned what it actually is.
No.
Can I hear you saying that?
Yep.
You guys are saying that pretty loudly, right?
I'm saying it in a hushed tone, but yeah. I
Hey,
mean,
Roman.
he didn't go away or step away or anything
Yeah.
with me.
You're right there, Roman. Poison goods. Well, I think it's best if we just take this cart back to Mornstead. So,
And then I'm gonna step up and go like, "You're ruining our mission," and then I'm gonna switch the way that I look.
okay.
To like my actual normal form,
Okay.
so that everybody can see that I'm a changeling.
What? Really?
So explain what your normal form looks like then.
So he has pure white hair, pure white skin. He's the same height as Armistice. You still see all the same tattoos that were on his arms as before. He likes to wear his hair in a ponytail, and his eyes have like a silverish gray color to it compared to like previously how it used to look. And he's still wearing all the same clothes that he was before.
Oh, that's an interesting looking trick. It'd be most useful for the working for the Ascended Host. So, if it's okay with you, big fella, we're gonna head off and take this cart with us.
Can't let you do that.
Oh, we're
Been
going
hired to
that.
do a job. And once the
I-
job is done, you can hire us.
The 300 gold that we're getting is coming from the Ascended Host. We just can't tell you who it is. We have to deliver these goods there, and it's going to help with the next phase of the attack on this island.
Okay, I mean, it's gonna deal with
So I
some-
suggest you let us continue our path.
Yeah, I can't let that happen. And you know how it is, right? Anything that
Actually,
helps the Wanderman
I really suggest that you do, and I cast suggestion like underneath, or I like try to hide that I'm casting suggestion on.
Okay, well, make a sleight of hand check first to see how well you hide it.
Natural
Nice.
20.
Wow.
And with that, I'm going to use my silver tongue to give him disadvantage on, or he has to roll a 1d6 on his saving throw for that.
Okay. So it's a wisdom saving throw,
Yes,
and the DC is
15.
15, and he got a subtracted D6.
Yep.
So roll me a D6. Four. Okay, so that's increasing the DC to... What was it before? The DC is 15. Yes, it's 19. So he needs to make a 19 on his wisdom saving throw. And what exactly was his suggestion?
That he leaves us, or like allows us to continue to deliver these goods.
Okay, so his wisdom modifier is plus... His wisdom save modifier is +2. So he needs to roll a 17 or higher. I think that's right, isn't it? 19
Yep.
plus 2, 17 or higher. Imagine I'm rolling this in a box of doom. So this is a very important roll, a very excellent idea, Roman. And here comes a d20.
Ooh, nice.
Well, okay, lads. I think These people have a job to do. I respect that. I think we need to report back to the captain. Okay, lads, let's move out. And he starts heading back the other way.
We're called the Revengers.
That was the Avengers.
Revengers.
This is what it
jeez.
was looking like, so...
I know, I was thinking that.
Yep. And it lasts for 8 hours.
8 hours, so we can actually get arrested before we go, huh?
I mean, we are at the tail end of our rest.
I know, right? I was thinking I thought we were going to get going, but if it's 8 hours and we're at tail end, we should be get there the last 4 hours. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we'll be long gone before this guy realizes that he fucked them.
Yeah.
Okay, boys. No problems here. Let these folks be on their way. I mean, living poison goods along these idiots at the Wonderman assembling, they'll probably drink it, so it's best if we just move along, boys. And they take out their kind of flanking positions, get back into a formation of thoughts, and head back towards the direction of Mornstead.
That's Roman.
Soren would notice that Roman like cast a spell, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess he did
23?
sleight of hand.
Yeah,
If your
yeah,
pass-
no, it's like, yeah.
If your
Never
passive
mind then.
perception is 23,
Oh god.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no.
So armistice.
No, I
Lame.
probably figured it out anyway. Wouldn't need to see it. He already knew kind of what he's doing.
I mean, it does
I
strike you
literally-
as odd. I mean, things were about to come to blows, but then Roman said some words and it's left. It's odd, but you did not detect anything magical. You know, Soren has a gift of the gab, but this is something else. But you didn't see a spell being cast.
Out of character a little bit though. Just a question: how would our characters react to him being a changeling? How are changeling perceived? I mean, would it be like, oh, okay, it's Roman doing shady things, or would it be like, no, this is I don't know, were we shocking at all? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to play that.
I mean, this is what he looks like. That's a fairly accurate representation of Roman.
Yep, that's how I really look.
And I think I'll hand this question over to Roman. How are changelings perceived?
So we're generally disliked, and it's because we have a natural ability of convincing people to do things that they normally wouldn't, as you just saw. So like most people distrust changelings, which is why I am always looking like, you know, a human, because people are more likely to trust a human than a changeling.
Okay. I mean, so we know you now, so we kind of already knew that's kind of your character anyway. So I guess the only one that would probably hate you more would be Udas, right?
Oh, he doesn't care
I'm playing.
about anyone.
It's a joke, man.
And with that said, I'll go like, okay, let's go back, and I switch back to like how I normally look and stretch a little bit. Ugh.
Well, I think considering
ready
that
to
went
head
pretty
out?
good.
That was well done.
Uh,
Right shows that. It's well done. That was. I thought we were in for a fight there.
Oh
I
yeah,
say,
they definitely probably
Roman?
would. We probably should head out.
Well done for resolving a complicated situation without the use of force. I think this is the first time this has happened in this campaign.
We tried.
You've tried,
badly.
but yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I think the other
Thanks,
thing you
Jeff.
probably would have... well done. Good move. I think the other thing you probably would have noticed, which I should have mentioned, is these guys are looking a little war-weary as well. Some of them are nursing wounds and stuff. Maybe that influenced a decision about, it's not worth it, heading back. Okay, I'll say you feel... Well, what do you guys want to do?
Soren will pop out of invisibility and they'll notice he's in a tree. Out of character, I was gonna telepathically cast suggestion on him, so beat me to it.
And we were whispering away, and Soren rolled a natural 20 to climb up a tree, so...
Yeah.
Funny. All right. I think we'll
So-
get our rest in. Rafe just says, "Thanks, guys. I'm gonna try to get some Z's." Or is very stoic and used to getting rest after incidents. So he'll lay down and put his helmet, his head on the saddle, and try to get some sleep.
Yeah, we should have enough time to finish our rest before we head out, right? Like distance-wise for them to get back. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then we're good.
Just Armistice, what are you doing? You still hiding in the bushes there?
Oh no, I would have walked out once they
Alright.
came, or once they left.
Sure.
I do want Rafe probably now. He probably done it earlier. Those boots probably fit with armor. So you'll get more use out of those than I will. I think.
Oh sure. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, they're cool, but I can't think of Rafe ever using them with his style, and he's on the horse all the time, and all kinds of other reasons. I can see you using those a lot.
Maybe you could turn them into horseshoes.
No, I think you get use of them. I think they suit you really well. You could do all things with that.
Little booties for Tana.
Right.
If you don't want to make them horseshoes, I'll take them.
All right, yeah, you got it, man. I think if they suit your
What
character.
do the
you
boots
cool
do?
stuff. False tracks, which would be a good thing to maybe use them soon. But yeah, false tracks.
That's awesome.
So he
Is
can
that-
now, use that to sneak off somewhere as a false track and sneak back stealthily. So he could something that I don't think Red could get away with very easy. He could lead guys away, with false tracks, but I don't think he could do all the things that Arm could do.
Yeah, if you want the exact details there, I'll just link them again. Click on that; it should take you to the D&D Beyond stuff. And good news, doesn't require attunement as well.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so Armistice has those, and yes, you do successfully get your long rest in. As everybody is rested up and good. So yeah, I'm assuming you're going to head your way back towards Murstone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Eris is going to spend some time in the back of the cart, changing over the shields so that they don't look like the ones that I have from earlier, not the ones that are in the cart currently.
Sure.
But just
Yep.
that they're not assembled anymore.
Okay, got it. All right.
So that's what Trevor and Rick just want to ask. Is there anybody here who has a strong feeling of a side on this war coming up?
I just like both sides.
You like both sides?
I dislike them. I hate them.
You dislike both sides. Okay.
I would like to avoid any confrontations with Ascended Host if at all possible, because I would like to return home one day, and if they hate me, I might not be able to return home.
Okay. You do have a little bit of a, favoritism or leaning toward the host, basically.
No, he thinks war is pointless and stupid, and they get rich, powerful people get peasants to fight for them. So he thinks it's
Yeah.
stupid.
And then, and Rick looks Arm, and Arm, do you have a side on this that you're still pulled toward?
No. I mean, I would prefer we not antagonize the Wanderman Assembly, but I don't about either side, to be honest.
Okay. Go wait till chance to play something later.
What
Okay,
about you, Rape?
Me? Torn a bit, to be honest. I have reasons I don't want war with either one of them, and I think both sides. I wouldn't like either one of them to win, really. To be honest, I'd like the war to end.
Fair.
But I feel like a lot of these kind of things are like a lot of things in war. They're out of our control, and all we can do is make the best of what's going on.
I agree.
Agreed.
To Murstone.
To Murstone. So, having been refreshed, the rain thankfully has eased up, and the rest of the travel is you get most of the way to Mirstone. As the rain clears, you can see smoke rising. It seems as the rain has completely put out the fires that in Mornstead. And as you're about 2-3 hours away from Mirstone, having travelled for most of the day with your horse, your draft horse, just putting its head down and doing a good job, you see coming from Mirstone, there's a figure on a horse. There's a few horses behind that figure, and these, even from this distance, you can tell that these are more similar to Tana than your draft horse. And you look off in the distance, and there's 10 troops behind them, 20, 30, 40, 50 or so, and they're heading towards Mornstead. At the moment, you can barely see them. What would you like to do?
Let's get the cart off the road.
I mean, they're going to be able to follow the cart into the woods, though, right?
No, just right next to the.
Oh,
we
make way
just
for
let
them?
pass.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, okay.
pull the cart over.
Okay,
Say
so,
nothing, do nothing.
so
Yeah,
you
I'll have the documentation ready from, the merchant, whatever stuff that we had from Captain... Was it Captain Draven?
Yep,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, Draven Rathmore. Yep. Sure. So you pull the cart off to the side. Imagine some of you just those who are riding on the cart stand respectfully to the side. Is there anything else in particular anybody would like to do?
Not yet.
I'll stand at the front of the cart and
Okay.
wait just in case they try to talk to us.
All right.
Rafe will be close to Rowan and kind of keep up the facade of him being his bodyguard, basically. It not seem to be his best role.
Okay. So, this large contingent, as I said, about 50 foot soldiers and three people on very serious-looking horses. And as they approach you, you see on the lead horse, it's someone who's very short, who's female, who has short cropped hair and scars all over her face. One cut through her eye to give her a milky white eye, and the short black military style features. And she approaches and comes up to you and looks around
And I'll
you.
wave. Hey!
Do not mix your words. Tell me what the hell you are doing.
Well, we were coming back to tell you what happened in, the city back there. It's not good, let me tell you.
Oh.
We delivered your
Oh,
items.
I
like you
know
wanted us
it's
to.
I know it's not good. I mean, I'm not sure if you know this. I thought some of you military types, and she shot a glare at Rafe, would know that. We have systems set up. We know in an instant what has happened in Mornstead. We have magical messaging. We're not reliant on people running back on horses. We know what's happening. And you say you've delivered the supplies to Mornstead, so you've delivered it to the enemy? Is that what you're telling me?
No, well, we did what any sane person would do. When we saw that the city was under attack and that they were losing the city, we grabbed all of your supplies and brought it back to you. We did have the note for, delivering the items, but unfortunately the city fell, so we thought the best thing to do would be to bring it back to you. And I try to be persuasive and truthful about it.
Oh, she believes you, even without a persuasion roll. And Well, that is something at least. Nice to know I didn't hire complete nincompoops. I assume that
Yeah.
the armor is still in the cart there?
Yeah, all of this is obviously yours, and we wanted to do the right thing.
And she snaps her fingers and barks out some orders without even looking around. She knows she's has respect and people are going to follow her orders. Okay, distribute this armor and these swords among the people. Those who are wearing leather armor, please get into the chainmail. And if these weapons are superior to yours, please grab it. We march to Mornstead. And I assume... So why did you leave Mornstead? Why did you not defend the city?
Well, we tried to save as many as we could, but there was dragons and all kinds of troops, and there just wasn't enough to defend.
Tactically, we couldn't win, so we had to retreat. Which we brought the stuff to you. Do you know what you're facing? Do you feel like you have the forces to be able to take it back?
Well, we know that the dragon has left. We wouldn't be doing this otherwise. But we know that the army of the ascended host maintains there. So we feel they are weakest now, having fought the battle against, the noble members of the assembled there. But we know the city has fallen, the dragon has gone, so we are pressing on with the attack now. And you said your numbers was not worth it. You felt you'd get massacred. Well, now you have an army behind you, so come on, let's go. Let's retake Mornstead.
How many do you have?
There's about 50 trailing behind her.
There are more than... We witnessed more than 150 troops land.
150
In
troops
Mornstead.
that are injured. I'm sure it's not 150 anymore. We heard reports of brave men standing their ground despite a dragon attacking. Apparently braver than you lot.
And Ray looks at it and said, it sounded like they were poorly trained tactically.
Well, yeah, so...
To retreat and fight another day would have been better than to sit there and be massacred by a dragon. You should have seen how many died.
Don't get me mistaken. I think a tactical retreat was good. The odds were against you. But now we have an army. So turn this around. Follow me.
You said I believe we're mercenaries who do things for pay. I don't believe we're your men. So why would we want to go back into battle? What are you proposing? We're not your soldiers. We don't.
Well, I'll pay you soldier rates if you like. Absolutely. I think a
we're
gold
not
piece per
soldiers.
10 days.
We're more than soldiers, so I don't think we're looking for soldier rates. It depends on my colleagues here if they're open for the job or not. But we're here for a job money. We're not your soldiers. We're not here to go just because you command it.
Make a persuasion check, Rafe.
Sure.
Yeah. You got this, man.
10.
Almost. I almost had it really well.
Look, by the barest thread, I am taking Winston Bellow's word for it that you are in fact capable. And it's starting to make a little bit of sense what he talked to you about. It seemed I was right to entrust you with this mission because you delivered as best you could and did not leave this valuable cargo into the enemy's hands. But don't get me mistaken. And he looks around at many of you. Some of you still look a green behind the gills. Let's have a look at this pink over here. Eris, how many people have you killed?
It's actually Eris who actually remembered to get the weapons. So her gifts are in her head.
I don't believe I was talking to you. Eris! Eris, how many people have you felt die at your hands, magical or otherwise?
I don't think Eris has actually killed anybody before, has she? None, ma'am.
None. Well, looking around you, she looks particularly green behind the gills. I'll tell you what, in my infinite capacity and desperation to get Mornstead back under the control of the Wanderman Assembly, I'm prepared to offer you 3 gold pieces per 10 day of service.
look over at everybody else like, that's not bad.
3 gold for 10 days?
Yeah, no.
We just made 302.
We
was
haven't
3 gold a
gotten the
day.
300 yet.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go lay down my life for 3 gold. Because I doubt the battle will last longer than 10 days. Like, what?
We'd have the assembly or the assembled like backing us in all the stuff that we do. It'd be a lot easier to find more jobs and stuff in the future.
If the dragon doesn't come back and kill us all.
The dragon is a mystery for sure. One assumes that the ascended host had some type of deal with the dragon, otherwise it would still be there. And you are right. Join up with us. Maybe I could have some more special missions for you.
How
But the
about you provide us with a seaworthy ship for us to lend a hand to your cause?
You
How will we get
understand.
paid for the job we just finished?
You understand that a ship runs into the tens of thousands of gold pieces. That,
Or
my,
can't you help us fix ours up?
We don't need the help really now.
Yeah.
I mean, to be quite honest with me, I don't. Your offer is less than appealing. I think we will go and get our ship fixed and be on our way. I think we'll good luck to you. We hope you do well. But there's nothing here about this that it really is appealing at the moment.
Well, she hasn't even paid us for the job that we did do for her.
Which I mean, that's so. So we would like now to go ahead and get the gold you owe us, and then we'll be on our way and wish you the best of luck,
show me the receipt of delivery.
guys.
I'll take it out.
Okay.
I'll pass it to her.
Yep, she reads it, nods, and gestures to someone behind her who goes into like one of these almost covered wagons that they're taking with them and produces a bag, and it jingles as she brings it back. So, last chance. Will you stand with the Wanderman Assembly, show some honor, and retake Mornstead? Or will you go back to Mirstone and be your way, ignore the problems of war?
Can we have a moment to discuss?
You have 1 minute. We have pressing business.
Yeah.
6 rounds, guys.
Huh?
Nothing.
Are we like away
So-
from the group? Like the
So,
lady?
This is the thing. We can't even leave yet because our ship isn't even fixed. So we could use the money that we have to get the ship fixed for the 10 days, fight and help take the city back, earn some goodwill in most of the places that we're going to be traveling to. And maybe
I
even get
thought
some
we didn't want to
favors
get
along the
involved
way.
with the war. But you guys didn't want to get involved with the war, and then at least one of us did want to make sure that they didn't get on the wrong side of the host. That's why I asked the question earlier, kind of where everybody sat and stuff.
Oh, I mean, Soren will speak up. Like, we have this other job lined up. It's gonna make us way more money than going to war for a
Yep.
cause that none of us even seem to support, anyways.
Right, but you do know that other job is probably being, like, the cause of that job and the trade being messed up is because of the dragon, right?
We don't know that for sure, but
And if it's true,
I
though,
know
then the
for
job's
sure
done,
that
we get paid for it.
So we could go to Mornstead with an army and probably
paid
win, or we
3
could
gold.
go chase
3
after.
gold, 3 gold a day, or
It'd be
But
30 gold
instead-
per person.
I don't think it's 3 gold a day. I think
It's-
it's 3 gold for a 10-day.
for
Or
yeah
10
for
days,
10
okay,
days. Like,
makes more sense. Yeah, 'cause
That's
she was
it.
telling you soldier rate.
Gold
1
per
minute. I timed it on my iPhone. That is 1 minute. She has some very advanced technology. What's your decision?
Was that
Yeah,
3 gold a day or
No,
3 gold for the 10 days?
10 day.
Trying to give you soldier
Oh.
breaks, basically.
Leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree. We should be on our way.
Well, I won't force you. There's nothing worse than a reluctant soldier. It puts everybody's lives in danger. And she gets this bag of gold and she just throws it on the ground and gold pieces scatter everywhere across the road. Seems you're only interested in gold. You have no honor. Good day. And she leaves, and her horse, the 2 horses who are with her, they kind of walk over some of these gold pieces, get pressed into the ground. Then the army of 50 soldiers come, and they're going out of their way to stomp on these gold pieces as well. And unless you guys want to say something, Draven Rathmore, with the might of at least 50 soldiers behind her, heads to Mornstead.
You know what? I whisper this to Armistice. It would be pretty cool if she gets, slayed in battle or something, because she's really a jerk.
I don't know about that, but I don't know. That's kind of messed up, man.
I wish them the best of luck in all of their endeavors. And I continue picking gold up.
Okay, it takes you a good 10 minutes or so once the army has left and treaded over it and basically given you it's just being a dick, really, and everybody and her troop is following suit. But Eris and Soren, you pick it up and clean it off, and between that and everybody's help as well, it takes a good 10 minutes or so to collect up the scattered gold, and you add it up, and it is indeed 300 gold pieces. So feel free to add that to party loot, whatever you want to do.
Rich guys.
I feel like we're
Not once we pay for the boat.
And did they take the cart from us, or are we left with the cart?
You have the cart, but there's nothing in the cart.
Cool, free cart.
Yeah, free cart, free
Free
horse.
horse to sell.
I don't know,
Alright,
if you
so-
ever get hungry, you got that option as well.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
that does feel a little weird.
Right, but I'm sure people have done it, right? If it's the horse or them, then shit, I'd eat a horse if it came down to it was a desperate situation.
You probably to a horse,
Spanish
man.
big
Just quickly get-
Roman looks like he tastes pretty good though, so.
We've already taken it. Was it a Roman you bit? I always forget. Who did Soren bite?
No, it was.
It's Rafe.
Oh,
It
that's
seemed
right.
it was Roman for some reason.
That's right. White meat Roman. Okay, so collecting up the gold pieces. The cart, if nothing else, is a bit easier. Some of you don't need to walk. Assume Rafe's on Tana, and yeah, eventually, finally, you make your way back to Murstone.
Cool.
Yeah, first place we should go, guys, is with that money with I'm horrible with names. I'm so sorry. Mila.
Yeah.
We should hire
Hire-
somebody to do the boat stuff first.
Yeah.
That'll be most
Oh,
of the
yep.
gold.
Not
Like
platinum.
almost all of it.
Well, the platinum we can split up and each
platinum.
deposit individually if Eris is actually sharing it.
No,
No,
she
like
actually saw
there,
that.
there is gonna be no money after this. Like I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh.
Like
We got 100 platinum pieces. That's like
Yeah.
10,000 gold, man.
Yeah.
it's 1,000.
It's 1,000.
Oh, it's 1,000.
It is
Oh.
not. That is the cost to get the ship fixed. So I like
Okay.
legitimately we won't have much left, guys.
Ah,
300 is
Then-
still plenty to split amongst us.
I say just use
Oh,
all
no,
the
yeah.
money we have to like pay for what we need to pay for the boat, and then
Yeah,
go
that's
do
fine.
this other job, and then that's money in our pocket
Yeah. That's
while the boat's getting fixed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Since it'll probably take a couple days to get fixed, anyways.
And we're all broke before that, so yeah.
Yeah, because the last time we were at it, we were at.
We also owed the part we owed the guy on the way out too, right? Okay.
Maybe I don't know if we owe
So
him
we
anymore
get-
because we actually have a trading thing with
Okay.
Draven or whatever
Mhm.
that we could use.
Okay, we're doing these boat fixes. Is what we're gonna do.
Okay, so we have 337 gold to split amongst us.
Technically, yes.
Okay, we'll say you head back over to the docks, and old Softy has been true to his word, and he's kind of supervising things and keeping an eye on things, making sure everything's going well. Fortunately, the sail of old Bessie looks great. If you remember, Eris took the sail out. The one that we were using was all cut up in pieces. And Softy's, that's good to see your faces again. I assume you've heard about the war that's gone underway?
Yep, we were there. I'm
Oh,
kind of like speaking loudly for him.
thank you, Eros. I appreciate you speaking up. These old ears aren't what they
Right.
used to be. I got
Get your name right.
what?
He's whispering to Eric. You got your name right. He never does.
I think he called me Eros.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Okay,
He did. He called you Eros.
I heard it
Yeah.
wrong. Okay.
Yeah. This is kind of puts us in a good news, bad news situation. The ship can be repaired. It's gonna cost a little bit more though. Basically, the goal is gonna have to go to bribing people, quite frankly, because with this war now in full swing, the ships the military ships are gonna get priority. I think 100 gold pieces extra on top of the 1,000 would go a long way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
I mean,
we
if
can
it, if it gets it done faster, I feel like it might be
Yeah.
worth it.
Well,
Well-
yeah, I think so too.
yeah. Will it like? How long are we thinking it'll take, Softy?
48 hours, I think.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yep, and that should be seaworthy and a lot better than got we arrived here. Now, I also said I had some good news for you as well. Now, quite frankly, when we travelled here from Carmen, on a really, how shall I put this, skeleton crew. And old Softy's been in some few pickles out on the sea, and if we're attacked by any type of seafaring vessel, we're going down. We simply do not have the manpower to fully, operate old Bessie. And I said there are some good news.
Say, get the news part.
With the war being on, some of the simpler folks here know that they're going to be drafted. They know they're going to be sucked into this war, whether they're peace-loving people or not. And so what I've done, what I should have done by the time you return, we can hire 10 good men, and yes, they will be men. Women, let's just say, are the fairer race. They're not as good as a ship. By the way, this is what Softy agrees with, what Softy thinks. I just like to point out that Malcolm is of a different opinion.
I mean,
We could
Softy's
do just-
ancient, so
yeah, so I just want to make it clear this is what Softy thinks. It's not what Malcolm thinks. So, yeah, women are the fairer sex, and they do not have the sea legs. So, I think this is a prudent thing to do. If we get attacked, we can defend ourselves a lot better with 10 crewmen. I need to negotiate some rates with them, but I think if we're going to be able to defend ourselves from pirates, and who knows, maybe the Ascended Host, maybe even the Wanderman Assembly, we're going to need these crew. So do I have your permission to start gathering together a crew? I don't think it'll be too hard. As I say, a lot of people want to avoid the war. So what do you say?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think having more people on our side is probably for the best. Are you confident that you can find such people, Softy, or do you need assistance?
He says, no, I can find people, no problem. And as he's talking to you, see he's focusing on a space 3 feet to the right of you.
What?
I can find them, no problem, miss.
Why is he looking 3 feet to the side of me?
Because he's practically blind, that's why.
Oh yeah, fair.
No,
Okay,
I got it.
So long as you're confident. How are you doing yourself, Softy? Do you need a little bit more money for your stay while we're gone?
No, you gave me plenty. I've got this. You're giving me more money than I've seen in many years. Oh, I got it. I got it, Eros. No problem.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah. Why don't we go and figure out like who we're getting to? Like, I want to get everything all squared away so that we know who we're paying and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because like out of character, I don't want to leave the money with Softy because he is an old beggar
Right.
with 1,100 gold. Yeah, no. No offense to Softy. It's not that I don't trust Softy. It's that I don't trust
Softy.
somebody to mug him. Because that is what I would do. No offense.
So you're saying if there's an old man with money, you'd mug them?
Eris?
If Eris walks by an old man who is blind and deaf, who has a big jingly coin purse of money, yes.
There's no way
So
he
saying-
can even
I don't even know if
Oh,
that's
I
a
guess he
question.
could carry it because it's
Like-
only 100 plus.
Yeah, we'll go and make sure that he does not get robbed in the doing of these things.
Right, well, if we want to get this fixed, I suggest we head over to the Harbour Master's office.
Okay.
Okay. And Softy starts walking completely the wrong direction and is about to fall off the end of the wharf.
We need to find somebody help him.
I'll grab him with Mage Hand quickly, like
Oh.
the shirt, and like redirect him towards us.
Oh, sorry, just checking the tides. Just checking the tides, you understand.
And how are they, Softy?
They're adequate.
They're adequate. I like it. Good.
All right. And kind of gently nudging Softy in the approximate direction of the harbour master's office. You know, you have to kind of... He's wandering off the docks. I mean, you don't know if he would fall off. You may know he used to live on a dock back in Carmen. But you can't help it. You nudge him every so often. And eventually, you all make your way back over to the harbour master's office. If you remember, there was a half-orc here. He says, you've come back. I assume you want the repairs on your ship finished. You owe us 9,000...
9,000?
No, oh, sorry. Slip of the tongue there. Slip of the tongue. It was 937 gold pieces, which would be, yes, 963 gold pieces, please.
And just double checking, Softy wanted the 100 for us to get it done faster? Is that what we were talking about earlier?
In the form of a bribe. So,
Is Softy going to do the bribe,
Where's Roman?
or...
Where's Roman?
Yeah.
Need to talking.
well, I don't know. That's up to you. Softy just suggested that things have changed with priority given to the war, and if you want your ship done, quickly, as opposed to being delayed forever, then you need to pay the balance owing, and play the bribe game.
Yeah. Roman, do you got this?
Roman, you still there?
Yeah, I can.
So 963 gold pieces.
Is there any way we could try to get that number down a little bit? I would
No,
like to.
No,
Fast.
bribe. We got to bribe him to get it faster.
Yeah.
Okay, Torrance, you get that?
Oh,
I mean, I have this piece of paper here. Everything's recorded. 1,000 gold pieces to repair your ship, get it seaworthy. You see here, you've signed the receipt for 37 gold pieces. You owe me 963 gold pieces.
The way we get it faster is we ask him. Go ahead, Roman.
so is there any way that we could get this done faster?
Faster? Oh, that's interesting. You understand there's a war going on, right? And if you pay me the 963, it could be 3 10 days, 4 10 days, depending on how the war goes.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we could negotiate a way or compromise a way of like allowing us to get ahead of like, some of those other ships that might be coming in.
Well, that's, my men work really hard, and this is going to cost me overtime. They're going to want free shots of beer just to get them through a bit of the, alcoholic empowerment. And of course, I'm strictly under orders from Draven Rathmore not to accept any bribes. But if you want to help me pay for some extra overtime for the staff, shout them a few beers, then I think 100 gold pieces would probably cover it. It's not a bribe, you understand.
Absolutely. I would never think of bribing such an honest and, well-deserving man. It's simply just, trying to see if we could try to help you out in any way.
Well, it's not me. You understand. It's not me. It's the workers, right?
It's
not
just
Absolutely.
a business transaction,
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
business
just a
trend.
compromise.
It's like a tip, if you will. It's an
Yeah.
act of goodwill. I mean, these people they know they're going to be working their butts off while this war is going on. Ships will come in and go, be repaired. So it'll help them out. So if you give me 100 gold pieces, I'm sure it'll go to the men. I'll make sure that it goes to the men. And we should have it done 48 hours for you.
All right. I think that's a very, very reasonable request, and I stick my hand out to shake it.
Shakes your hand back. So that'll be 1,063 gold pieces, I think. Yeah, 1,063. I assume
Yep.
you hand that over.
Yeah.
Chink, 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 chink. He writes it out. Carefully writes out a receipt for 963 gold, not for the 100 gold pieces more than that. And he says, "All right, come back in 2 weeks. Sorry, my apologies there. 2 days, and old Bessie will be good to go."
Perfect. Now we need to go and talk to the guy with finish that mission thing, right?
Okay, so Softy says he's going to go and try and rustle up a crew for you guys. And
Stock the ship.
what the ship?
We're gonna need to stock the ship.
Oh, sure.
Food and water. And
Oh, that is a good point. Softy will go about and negotiate various prices, and we'll come back to that next week. Next session. We won't have time for this session, but that's what Softy will be doing. He'll be stocking the ship as well. So there's plenty of fresh food, water, all those good type of stuff. Where does the 100 gold pieces go, people? Out of character.
His pocket, probably?
Partly in his pocket, partly into Draven Rathmore's pocket as well. I mean, she's probably given him the position on the condition that any bribes that he accepts comes her way as well. And it's a nasty circle. I remember once I was getting my passport updated in the Philippines, and I went to this office, and this lady wrote down on a small piece of paper 2,700 pesos. She says, "This is how much you owe me." So I handed her over 2,700 pesos, and she did all the appropriate stamps and so on. Then I looked closely at the receipt, and the receipt was actually for 2,200 pesos, because a 2 looks a little bit like a 7. So she pocketed 500 pesos from me, which is about $10 or so. But these are the games you play. Had to bribe
Yeah, pretty
people in Uganda as well when I was living there to expand my passport. And it's interesting. He was very upfront about it. He said, you know how this works, right? You need to pay me. And I had to pay him about $40 or something above my passport renewal. But you just got to smile and play the game because he had all the power. He could have kicked me out of the country if he wanted to. So
Yeah.
$40 well spent. Okay.
Yep.
So this is the bribe games you need to play. So where would you like to go? I mean, the Prophets and the Copper Captain.
Shouldn't we try to deposit some of this cash that we're
You'll
walking
have
around
us
with?
that
just in
now,
case?
right?
I mean, we have 200.
Yeah.
We actually have some stuff that we could sell if Roman wants to do that as well.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Because then we can just do a bulk deposit into the bank and have a bit on us each, right?
Okay.
I
what
mean,
if-
I'm
yeah.
assuming y'all know that I'll take a bigger cut, but yeah.
I'm 100% okay with that because I'm sure you're getting us more money than we could get anyways.
Yeah. I feel like you're doing a pretty good job of, finding unique ways of making us filthy freaking rich.
Not there yet. We're getting there.
I mean,
This is the most money Soren has ever seen in his entire life. He feels filthy rich, okay?
yeah.
He was a poor farm kid. Dude never seen a gold coin in his life.
Things have changed for Soren, no doubt.
Yup.
So what have you got to sell?
I've got a lot, and I've made it all look like fancy and elven. Just one second.
Ooh.
That's a list.
Sorry, it
That's right.
shows up funny.
That's right.
I'm gonna bold the amounts and what it is for each. There.
Okay.
Slightly
And
more readable.
basically, I'm going to try and see if I can get more money on all of that good stuff.
Okay, so that's the price of what you'd pay new for those items.
Yes.
Let me just check, make sure. So chain. Yeah, so that's the cost you'd pay for them.
That is a wiggly little map you got there.
There we go. Looks a little better.
Okay, so I don't think we'll role play this out because I don't think that's fun. But what we'll do, we'll have Roman make me a persuasion check. And depending on this roll, 14.
And it's an auto 19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, so you're driving a hard bargain. So, wow, you got a lot of stuff there.
Yep.
I'm going to say that generally you wouldn't be able to get very much for this because, people don't generally need chainmail. They generally don't need long swords in times of peace. But this is not times of peace. And things like chainmail, studded leather, longsword, shields are actually in fairly high demand. So I'm going to say, with that combined with Roman's persuasion check, you can get exactly half of those items. So the scimitar, for example, 12 gold and 5 silver, and so on. If you'd be so kind, Eris, to add all that up.
We're getting half value for everything.
Half value for everything. Yep.
Soren has some stuff he wants to pawn off because he doesn't want to carry it either. He doesn't care how much he gets for it though.
Okay. What do you want to pull off?
He's got a light crossbow, 2 daggers, and 20 bolts for a crossbow.
So 2 daggers,
Yep.
a gold piece for that,
Yep.
and a light crossbow, you said?
Yep.
Uh, you mean a hand crossbow?
It just says crossbow light.
I'll
don't
say
know
get 10 gold pieces for that.
Okay.
Anything else?
Just the bolts for the crossbow.
Uh,
They're not really worth much. I'll just give them with the crossbow. It's like I don't need them anyways.
yes, yeah, there.
Yeah.
Yep, that would be fair. I mean, 20 crossbow bolts would usually cost a gold piece. So,
Yep.
no, that's not much. Like, what, 5 silver? No, not even that. Half a silver. Not very much. Not very much.
So yeah, he'll just give it with them. Like I don't need this.
Okay, so, yep, 498 gold pieces. Okay.
Wow.
And just for the sake of it, I also have 2 light crossbows that Eris will sell. I'm just gonna do the same thing.
Okay,
that
so,
Soren just did.
which was 10 gold pieces, I think I said?
Yep.
Yep, so 20 gold pieces to Eris. Okay, so things sailed up. What would you like to do now?
We're gonna meet with the guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stop at the bank first so we can actually put this money away, if that's okay. Just quickly, like I'll just dip in.
Okay,
Well, I would be sending my money off somewhere as well.
Okay, just 1 second. I will divide that up between, how many of us are there? 6?
6.
6, yep.
There's 6 of us?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna count it as if it was like for the stuff that I just sold, like that Roman and I just sold.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys all good if I give myself and Roman a little bit more? Because Roman sold it and I altered
Go
it.
for it.
Rave's not worth money.
Okay. So I'm gonna divide it as if it was 8 then instead of 6, if that's good. And then just Roman and I will get extra.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me. You can hold on to the money. We can keep it all in one place, though. In all honesty, I'm not like crazy stressed about money either.
It's good if we have a little bit on us.
So we're not constantly asking Eris to pay for everything.
Actually, yeah, that's true. How much you giving me again?
Just 1 second. There we go. Think that works? That's math?
Yeah, that's,
That's
yeah.
math. 52.
Yeah, that looks right, just with some quick math in my head. Okay, and Judas, you have some money to send?
Yeah. Is that with the 200 gold that was left over?
Yes. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is everything. I think? No. That is not. 62. Let me double check my calculator here, sorry.
Well, you
Sure.
also do not get your extra
No.
shares of that money. So
Yeah,
don't add
no,
that in.
That's just the 498.
Yeah.
And then so then we have what 216 left afterwards, and we'll just divide that by 6. There you go.
Nice. Thank you.
And so now we're at 0 in the party loot.
Woot.
We're
Okay.
at
Udas,
So,
you'd like to
yeah.
visit Mina?
Correct.
Okay, so Mina's Mantra Bank, as she calls it. You see it once again. It's a small thing, about 20 foot by 20 foot. And as you enter, you see a Mina there, a very short gnome with glasses on, going over various ledgers. And she says, "Oh, come in. Come in. What can I help you with, love?"
Just need to send money back home.
Okay, sure. Follow me. Follow me. And she leads you through there's once again a door that says employees do not enter, and customers this way. She leads you into the customers. Did you want to go into the private voice channel, Udas?
No, you know where.
Oh, I know who
it's
you're sending it to.
going,
Yep.
And I'm sending. Let's do 75 gold.
Okay, you can absolutely send 75 gold. Don't forget there's a 1% fee to send it. So it
Yeah.
costs 75, 7 silver, 5 copper. So if you want to keep a track of how much the
Yeah,
person's
let me-
getting. I'll put it this way, they get 74 gold and 2 silver, 5 copper. Is how much they receive.
74
Gold, 2 silver, and 5 copper.
Okay. All right, done.
Okay, and she informs you. You tell her the name of the person, where they can pick it up from, and the place where you come from has a Mina's Mantra Bank, as most places do. And you give her the name, and she says, as part of the service, she will inform the person and ask for a little catchphrase that the person that she'll tell, and then she'll come back and say the passphrase and get the money. So everything's very on the up and up. She thanks you for your time, and you leave. And once again, the area where she does the actual business with you is much bigger than the Mina's Mantra Bank from the outside, and you can tell it's probably in some interdimensional pocket or something. And she says, privacy is of course paramount. And as you enter back into the main building, once again, all over the wall are the terms and conditions. And just, I just need to ask you, can you pretend and say that you read the terms and conditions?
Yeah.
Okay, love. On your way. Privacy and quick delivery is our priority. And the recipient can receive it from now. Obviously, they need to travel to the bank, but it's available. And thank you, and come again back to Mina's Mantra Bank. Okay, so with that done, are you guys heading over to the Copper Captain?
Yep.
Okay, so you enter into the Copper Captain. There we go. And once again, there's underground gambling den here. It's kind of an open secret, but nobody really talks about it, as technically speaking, gambling is illegal. You see the numbers here are down a little bit than from the various times you were before. There's still a bit of a crowd here, but you suspect some of the assembled who have come to gamble have got very important things to do. And it's more so the common folk, when before it was mostly the assembled. But you look around and you see the Prophet. Once again, ambiguous. Is it Profit or prophet like a religious person? You don't know. But you see him chatting away to a group of people. Ah, my friends! I see you! Come! Come!
I'll go over since no one else is.
Yep. I'll head over.
I'll assume you all wander over unless you tell me otherwise. And they say, "Ah, yes. I assume you've heard the news about what happened down the road a bit. I assume you're up to date on latest current affairs?"
Yep, most definitely.
Yes, well, while it's tragic what happened in Mornstead, without a doubt, not... I'm almost embarrassed to say this out loud, if only I did embarrassment, but war is actually quite good for business, as you can imagine. Supply chains tend to get more complicated, and people, shall we say, will be prepared to pay a premium. But I assume since you're here, you're still interested in pursuing my complications with acquiring the silk from further north. I assume you're still interested in this? If not, I will be most disappointed.
I believe we are. Soren will just look at the group.
Yeah, how long does it take to get there from here? Like, just knowing what I'm on the map. Is it about the same distance?
It's
Mornstead is?
about the same distance, but it's a little bit more complicated. It'll take you... You could get there in a day, but that would be pushing it.
Okay.
Just with the train and so on. So, yeah, you could get there and back in 48 hours, but of course, it depends on what's happening in Dry Gulch, so you're not entirely sure. Well, assuming you're still interested, and he kind of puffs himself up, and once again, he's a half-orc, and he's almost dressed in a three-piece suit that's obviously been custom built for him, because they don't get that type of way naturally. And he said, well, assuming you're still interested in it, you can stay here at the inn if you like for the night, and then I expect you to leave first thing in the morning.
I mean, what time is it now?
Oh, it's about midnight, somewhere around there.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions on anything we might need for the travel up there?
Well, I suggest you go via Redwater. It's a small village, mills a lot of the grain for both Dry Gulch and Murstone. Go through there, just follow the road north to Dry Gulch, and I mean, I don't know, I'm not getting any replies from my usual contact, so you could tell me why my supplies of silk is no longer flowing to Murstone. If you get to the bottom of that, then we will be good.
Okay. And out of character, he gave us a contact to reach up there, right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I'm not seeing it in my notes, but you do have a contact there. One of his trusted allies there. Just don't quite see it in my notes, but yes, you do have someone to contact there as a starting point.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So Soren will probably have a drink and then just go to bed. Nothing
Okay.
too heavy, just a light sipping drink.
So, having a new contract under your arms, feeling confident that your ship will get fixed thanks to a sizable bribe. The evening passes. You get a good night's sleep, and I assume you're heading off first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh. What kind of gambling games were here?
Ooh.
If you'd like to participate in some gambling games, we can. But we'll probably do that next week.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely try that next week. Just like a game of chance, you'd probably play a couple rounds.
Sure. So tell you what, we'll get into that next week, as you know, there's a whole Dry Gulch thing to explore, and you're not going to make much progress on it tonight anyway. So I'll pick it up there in the evening time as you're back in the Copper Captain. And I think that's where we'll pick it up from next week. And I think that's the first session for a while without any combat, thanks to the Silver Tongue Roman.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It
Woo.
worked out well.
Yeah.
Our first non-murder hobo experience.
Yes, yes. I
It
remember
was
things.
definitely heading that way.
It was.
Well, yeah, things have gone badly, and you resorted to swords, but you got out of that one, so it's nice. You know, everything needs to be resolved with violence. But thank you very much, guys. That was fun for me as always. I hope you had a good time.
Definitely.
Always
Yeah.
a blast.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Awesome. Okay, we'll see what happens in Dry Gulch next week as the war continues to rage around you. Okay, take care, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
You.
Bye.